and new teams, new battles, and even more action coming in your way. Let's drop in and see who will rise above. It's time to introduce the teams competing today too. Starting to Burira United. They just don't win, they dominated. The kings of Buya are back. On day one, Indonesia's wild card came in fast and hit hard. Movie star! Straight from Latin, R7 brings smart plays and deadly focus. Fluxo! The bookman of endgame. Fluxo's hunt is only getting started. A legacy of power from Indonesia. RRQ is built for the big moments. On it! Champions of Free Fire World Series Southeast Asia, Indonesia finals are here to crush the world. Watch your Esports! Paxton's finals are here just getting started. Alpha 34! No longer just a new blood. They are here to prove they belong. Core Memory Esports! Brands over panic. They are back to control the chaos. Evos! The White Tigers step in again, ready to strike. Dragon Esports! They make it new, but they burn wildfire. They are ready to ride. Plus, the Free Fire World Series Brazil champs have arrived. They are here to prove why they wear the crown. Stage, the teams are ready and the pressure is rising. It's to kick off the fight and see who will take control. Because day 2 of knockout stage starts right now. Buckle up and let's hit the skies!
Mungkin perbedaannya kalau rasa di luar tim gua mungkin gua sih ngerasanya gua lebih agresif aja daripada yang lainnya.
There is also one more difference. His age. Abai is the youngest on the squad.
Perasaan saya senang karena mungkin di luar sana banyaklah pemain-pemain yang lebih tua dari saya, jadinya saya pengen lebih baik dari mereka.
Despite the age, he's not the one to be underestimated.
Kalau ngeremehin pasti adalah beberapa kan, tapi mungkin kalau misalnya sekarang ya bakal gua buktiin sih ke mereka yang orang-orang kemarin yang pada ngeremehin gua.
Abai didn't wait for permission to become the MVP. He took it, racking up Predator and MVP awards in 2025 alone.
Kalau soal MVP mungkin gua itu kayak penghargaan terhadap diri gua gitu. Gua bangga dengan diri gua, tapi yang gua cari itu adalah juara, bukan title MVP. Tapi gara-gara kemarin gua gagal juara dunia, nah di turnamen ini mungkin pembalasan untuk tim lo.
The youngest on the squad, yet the first to dominate the stage.
And there you have it, guys. Southeast Southeast Asia yesterday. Hot streak, 5 games in a row before Pain Gaming decides to end it. My question is whether or not that end that Pain Gaming gave us, the last booyah, will be the catalyst for the rise for the Brazilian teams today.
Yeah, welcome to the day 2 of the knockout stage. You're here with Tash, Bani, and also me and Maps. We are coming in with Group C and welcoming Group. We're coming in with Group B and welcoming Group C in our day 2 bout. We see the likes of RRQ and Onyx from Indonesia. These two teams would likely dominate here on day number 2, but they have to remember there's also Buriram LOS lost Rainbow 7 as well as Dragons Esports in the mix.
Yeah, and I think out of all these teams right now, I mean, we have a lot of highlights, right? We talked about Abai from RQ and his MVPs, but you don't forget as well about Buriram United. They have multiple titles from the players from last year. From EWC, we had Moshi as MVP. From FF Global Finals, we had Jonah as Predator, Wasana as MVP as well. That's why the panel was putting a lot of highlights on this particular team. They are a team to look out for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had a conversation with our fellow casters here, AJ as well as Husky, wondering like, okay, it will be so poetic if the end of the streak yesterday by Pain can be carried on today by the other Brazilian teams.
Yeah, it looks like maybe day number 2 would be a Brazil day. However, since that we are mixing in Group C, maybe that might change a little bit, but the sentiment is still strong here, especially with the likes of Lost, Fluxo, and Alpha 34. And one thing for sure, I would like to touch on to something. Since that definitely, I would like to mention Team Dragons Esports. They are the team from MENA, Middle East, North Africa. This is their first runabout in EWC, and basically Dragons Esports is Alpha, Team Alpha roster, except for Remind. Remind had his run on EWC last year under the team of Alconcia, but sadly they only managed to get last place. And a few things that Remind has made for himself, he was playing during FIFA World Series Bangkok back in 2022 under Team Alpha. Sadly placed on 11. Same goes to Sentosa 22 under Team All Stars at 15. And another player from Team Dragon is one I can say Yasir also has a lot of experience playing on the global stage, being his glory days back in 2021 where he was dominating the Free Fire Arab Championships.
Yeah, there's a lot of history coming in here for this particular day, but I think when you make it down to the wire, Group B, this is your final day to play.
Yep.
This is a do or die moment. They are hot from yesterday. Most of the players, especially teams like Hotshot, EVOS, even Fluxo did well. Even, Core Memory as well had their insane moments. But at the same time, could the momentum be broken by Group C? Group C has not played yet, but they have seen everything. The VOD reviews last night, the rotations, the drop spots, they know everything. But the question is, in terms of execution, would it be enough to stop the momentum and the heat that Group B has? And I think for Group B, this is a do or die moment. You either perform or you don't, because you want, like Danley says, do not cross that red line. You need to make it to that next stage.
That's correct. The mindset of Group B, teams from Group B should be to rake in as much point as possible. Yes, we know this is just a knockout stage. If you made it to the top 12, you're good to go. But for teams that are in Group B, they will not know, because they have to wait for A and C to see whether or not they qualify for the next stage. That's why the mindset of the players from Group B has to be, I have to take as much points as possible.
As much points as possible. And there was a conversation as well yesterday about what is more important. Is it the kills or is it the placement points? And I think Falcons, toward the beginning of the day, they were a bit more passive. I think they were really sort of reliant on those placement points and making it till the end. But then they changed up their tempo toward the end of the day, going a bit more aggressive, getting quite a fair number of eliminations, 46, only 2 shy of EVOS Divine, who had started the day off strong, hit the ground running, as many elimination points as possible, and then pumping the brakes toward the second half of that day. So this is a very interesting contrast, but by all means, it's the same, the same means to an end. Regardless, as we go into our first map today, this is going to be super exciting and more important for Ruby. This is their final day to prove themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready. Let's go. Fly into Bermuda. Opener for day number 2. A slight update on the rosters here. Vitality subs out Azrael for Far East MKS. Meanwhile, Alpha 34 brings in Byte and also subs out Lins. And there you go. Players are ready. Here you can see the best player for day number 1, Russia with 20 eliminations. Will he still stand up to the title, or maybe someone else will take it from him?
Really interesting. The great stuff actually coming from this kid. I mean, or what Emily says, man. I mean, one thing's for sure for him, he's very aggressive. He is very opportunistic. He plays these very tiny micro angles to perfection as well. Very, very fun to watch. And I am super excited to see how exactly he'll be going through this. And already we're hitting the ground running.
We got shots I heard actually from 2 different areas, Observatory and Katulistiwa. Let's see which one we are looking for. We're looking at Katulistiwa. EVOS is being decimated by Movie Star Rainbow 7. The Mexican team starting strong, taking down members from EVOS. 3 members of EVOS now spectating their own lone member. Meanwhile, in Observatory, Dragons trying their best to at least steal a few members from Vitality. Sadly, they only managed to steal 2, while the other 2 managed to run away.
Yeah, Vitality yesterday had a pretty slow start. They struggled a lot in that first half. Wasn't able to find the momentum at all. But moving back into the game here, R7 on our screen as well. I think R7 is going to be very interesting to me. What can you share with me about them, Advance?
Okay, R7, this is their first run here in EWC. However, one of their team members, Soy Gea, has a lot of experience playing on the international stage. He was in 6 Karma back in 2024, where he and his team was playing at the global finals, but sadly placing on number 16. Meanwhile, all the other members are basically new, so it looks like they are doing quite well here for their first run here, first match. Finally against EVOS, there is, as we can see from yesterday, strong contenders in our tournament, and they managed to almost eliminate them out early.
Yeah, interesting enough, yesterday, I think in the beginning of the game, EVOS tend to always struggle, losing 3 fairly early as well. But unfortunately, they are very slippery. So most of the time, they do really bring back into the game as well. We're seeing a lot of aggression coming here from another team, just completely overcoming Vitality. Dix knocked down, but the rest of Vitality still very much in the game here. So my question is for the Vitality, are you going to rally back, or are you just going to allow DRG to take this space away from you?
That's a nice 3 elimination points as of now. It looks like Alpha made the towards Katulistiwa. This is where we've seen Rainbow 7 and also EVOS made the bout in earlier. With that said, Alpha, I don't believe they could actually manage to get a lot of resources here, as all of it has been taken up by team Movie Star Rainbow 7. And ladies and gentlemen, up to a 4th minute of our game, we still yet to see a single team to be eliminated. Everybody is moving towards their rotations. We might see Buriram on peak. Meanwhile, for Fluxo, I believe they might be on the southern side of the map. But right now, we are panning towards Hot Shot Gaming, where this Pakistani team had a very good start of day number 1, but a bit rocky for the finisher. Maybe this time around they would actually redeem back all the mistakes that have been made yesterday.
Could be. I mean, a lot of teams are still taking their time outside here in terms of rotations. We did see a brief skirmish just now between Vitality and DRG. I think both teams are just not really keen on continuing this fight very soon. But a team that's really on fire right now is going to be R7. They have been hot, and I think they've been really quick on the uptake. They're the highest in the lobby right now in terms of eliminations, and now they're still hunting those White Tigers, with AIM got knocked out for the 2nd time this game. And they are done. This is such an unlucky situation. EVOS not being able to bring themselves back into this game at all. He wasn't able to do anything, and this is just so unlucky. Yesterday there was a game where EVOS was knocked down fairly early as well, but they still managed to recover fairly well in the match after. So my question is, how exactly is EVOS doing this?
Maybe it's just, as they say, a slow morning, a slow start for them. So what I like about Rainbow 7 is that they started the game by fighting or skirmish against EVOS. EVOS managed to escape with 1 member, and the funny part is that Rainbow 7 continues to hunt EVOS up until the end.
That's a good thing, honestly. You really want to disable because you know that EVOS yesterday, I think this is what they say, that you do your homework. EVOS yesterday, they got, they lose 3 fairly early, but they always come back into the game, and then they start rampaging. They start to collect a lot of elimination points. They start collecting, all these placement points, the survivability. Being able to just really, put your claws into this EVOS players, not allow them to be able to take advantage of situations and, give them that second chance will really help stop their rampage right now, because currently they are second on the overall ranking list.
Well, it looks like Seafox is being attacked by another team. I'm not so sure which team that attacked him on the bounty, so Seafox has to be careful on where to step with the team members. You can see the Alpha is having time of their lives with a locked airdrop. They unlocked it till the very end, so resources-wise, Alpha 34 is in abundance. Right now, we are planning towards factory. We can see the bout between a loss from Brazil and as well as a Dragons from Algeria. Rigby starts to go for a push, and an IBR member will try to start it, but sadly goes down. Seafox with the shotgun. He takes him down. Rowan as well is now on the floor. Team LOS is being swept by Team Dragon. That is a very, very good attack, counter-attack from the meta. Team Dragon's now leading 7 points.
Dragons really hit the ground running. They're rough, they're quick, and they know exactly what they want. Very decisive when it comes to these team fights. Very decisive when they know what they want. I think that's really great about them as well. It's just that whenever they go for these fights, they manage to surround, they manage to box all of these players, all of the teams they go against, which does not allow them to be able to bring in those second chance situations. Does not allow them to be able to bring their teammates back into the game. Now the circle shifts. A lot of teams, or majority, already inside of the middle here, with Vitality, continuing that streak, that strat of being inside and toward the mid side of circle fairly early. But the compounds around them are also very, very much, taken as well. Grab United is there, even Onyx is there as well. And surprisingly enough, I'm surprised I haven't heard a lot of noise from Grab United yet, but I am excited to see what kind of firepower or kind of strats they want to bring into this game today as their debut game.
That is actually typical Buriram. In the early stages of the match, they don't usually find any kind of fights, any kind of brawls. Their mindset is that we're going to play it slow on the early games and maybe try to get the weapons, the ammo, the utility that they needed to bring in towards middle, or maybe as well as the end game. And that strategy has been done by Buriram for various tournaments, and it is again being used today at EWC. And with the loss towards Team Dragons is an upset, especially for those for our panels with the Aramco ranking. Sadly, loss is not doing very well for game number 1. Maybe the next one, loss would actually come back again. But surprise, surprise, Dragons. Not a team that we're actually eyeing a lot, is doing so well here. 7 elimination points, is still in the game. We just have to see whether or not Dragons could actually play the mid and late game.
But that's the thing about Dragons, right? I mean, you don't have any VODs about them. You have no clue how they're playing, because today is day number 1. And they are fully okay. They are so excited to be using that Enigma that they have in terms of how they can take advantage of the situation. No clue on where exactly they're going to be dropping, no clue how exactly they're going to be playing, at least for the Southeast Asian teams. Yes, there are VODs around for the Brazilian games as well, but of course the dynamic will change as you go into international games, as you adapt into different styles of regions. Now looking at Alpha 34 here, this is an interesting one, because yesterday I think they're not doing so bad. They're in the middle of the pack if you think about it, 9th right now, at least on this group. And with the change, they had Lins go out, Bite coming in. My question is, how does this affect their dynamic? Does it change their aggression? Does it change their rotations as well? They already got 2 eliminations fairly early, which is honestly great. You want to try and collect as many of those as you can, but they aren't exactly going all in super early that we saw yesterday.
I think Alpha is trying to go for wide rotations. That's what I see. However, talking about wide never mind. I was about talking about wide rotations. Team Rainbow 7 is about to do that, but due to the fact that they failed their first attempt to use the mini jump pad, they did not manage to chase Hotshot. However, Hotshot, as they tried to retreat from Team Rainbow 7, they were met with Team Core Memory. And Hotshot now is left with one last member. I believe that member as well has been eliminated. Yep, action has been caught, and Hotshot will be on 10th place here on game number 1.
The hardest of starts for Hotshot. Granted, yesterday they had a pretty great day. If you think about it, they managed to really catch us off guard. They were doing great when it comes to team fights as well. Survivability was good, but today, this first map just really catching off guard. I think it might be the addition of Group C that's really, surprised them. Regardless, as the circle still hard shifting toward the right side of the map here, a lot of teams fairly already inside of the map. The map looks so still very much hugging that side of the circle, and I think it's been giving them dividends toward the end of the day as well, because while they struggled in the beginning, they start to understand and adapt how exactly they can, I would say, weaponize this I would say, edge of the circle situations. Either they become the team to gatekeep, or they can just wait out all of these teams fighting in the middle side of the circle, and then finally try and go in to collapse after, when everyone's a bit more weaker.
Nice angle with the mini jump pad, managed to actually get near towards the tower, by the bridge towards Sentosa. And now we're looking, Haas is actually looking at Core Memory, jumping in towards one of the sheds nearby Bochinok. And information, and it gives a room for Rainbow 7 to rotate towards that bridge. They could come in out here, or they could just use the hill nearby. However, on the same hill, Fluxo are waiting, and we always know that Fluxo, if it's in Bermuda, they will always be waiting nearby Marsley Electric on the south side. Meanwhile, here is a small replay from Alpha R7 with a nice hit shot with Crime, but Crime was then being picked up. Fluxo aiming out.
Yeah, R7 taking a lot of pressure right now, just trying to rotate from under that bridge now. And Fluxo, once they see something moving, they are going to be putting that pressure in. They have the weapons, it's perfect to just penetrate those blue walls. And most importantly, the Woodson is rushing up forward, trying to play that first contact play. R7 now questioning whether or not they want to take this fight. No, they are retreating away. They're like, you know what, you want this bridge, let's take it. We don't want to take this fight fairly early. It's still too soon, and we don't want to go down. But Fluxo says, okay, if you don't want to fight us, fine, let's move our sights over to Vitality.
Right. Meanwhile, talking about Vitality is in Pochino. Pochino has been decently quiet, but now things are approaching towards the new zone. There you go, the siren out. And movement from players will be more drastic than before. Those in Fortuna has to make a move.
Oh my God.
Shot by Buriram Moshi. Takes down Dix. That is the first elimination here for Buriram Esports United in EW 2025. They are still waiting for anyone that comes through. Moshi stays back on the second floor of the barn. Meanwhile, all the others are gatekeeping the steps that leading up to it. Dragons nearby, RRQ as well. It's hard for them to actually do a rotation. RRQ actually exited slightly earlier than Dragon. That is a good sign for the MENA team to move in a more safe way. Meanwhile, Vitality waiting in the garage. Buriram really needs to make a move. Meanwhile, RRQ is quite safe right here. They are in a very good angle not to be spotted, and at the same time, the circle is just right in front.
Honestly, there's so many teams rotating in from this left side. It's incredibly hard. You have to win these fights. Most importantly, but the teams that are winning, honestly, is Buriram United and Vitality. They have compounds, they have places to play with, and DRG stuck outside. How are you going to push it? There's barely any cover. There's barely any space. You are sandwiched between three different teams that are just ready to rush at you here. But DRG has everything in mind. You're prepped and ready. They're going to go rush their way inside. They're going to take it brick by brick. They've managed to make a nice little wormhole, blue wall, to be able to make their way into that zone. But over on the other end, Audis going rampant, as BU's going to find one as well. But this rotation, because there's so many things happening, DRG has been able to penetrate into the zone safely.
From the 2C, looks like they are dominating all the other teams inside Portugal. But as you can see, the blue team is not looking so good. Only Noki left. Oh, they found Noki in the end. And there you go, on eliminated on 9th place. Right in front is a member from Team Alpha, R7, holding strong, pushing back Joanna and also Get High. And then the snow grenade has been released towards R7. R7 has to receive. Meanwhile, Buriram This is the time for them to shine. They are trying to hunt the other members. Them, however, Alpha 34 eliminated on 8th place. Buriram tries to push towards Vitality. Koja is now on the floor. Kill goes to Butsin from Fluxo. Faiz backstab from the back and Vitality eliminated at 7th.
You gotta really give it to this team. Buriram United just going super aggressive right now. Very, very explosive. But like Buriram out in the open, they have a lot more space to work with compared to DRG. And DRG completely stuck inside the shack. Cannot move, cannot go. And the same could be said for RQ here, putting in a lot of pressure to the team on the other side of that map here. The kill feed is lit. So many players on Buriram United and Booster Boy completely nuclear. Multi-star R7 is now out as well. As Core Memory stuck inside of the shack. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do here? Because RQ are gonna force their way inside, trying to get as many of these eliminations as they can. But Fluxo, they want a piece of the pie. Core Memory gets the members of RQ here. The CQC is good right now. And RQ is done punished for fighting more than they can chew.
The landmine clutches for Core Memory. Now we are left with 3. Buriram Esports United. Core Memory KLG and also Fluxo. 2 Thailand and 1 Brazil. Fluxo has to stay quiet for a while, but Gil could be sniped. He should be proning. Bobs and Butsin near the monster truck. CRM still waiting inside the red shack. Do not even dare to come out. But they have to. The circle is actually edging away from them. Buriram has the view of everyone right now. Butsin Bobs is trapped in front. MP7 and Gil could only watch from afar. Now Buriram pushing forwards, following the movement of the zone. Gil and MP7 to catch them. Blue Melter on the floor. Joanna tries to go for the mini jump, but it is
আসল জায়গাটা তাই আটকে লগা
risky. Buriram just
ওইভাবে দেখছো না
এই যে লাস্ট ম্যাচ বেটা
ইয়া সিএসএন এর মতো
দিয়া
goes down again. Butsin as well.
মাথানি আনলে আমরা ওতে গান পেতাম না
নেটটা কিন্তু জানি
His own teammates Glue Wall is now on the floor, but Bobs as well. Skylar towards Bobs and also Butsin. They have to actually make way. Joanna finally woken up. Bobs goes down again. Butsin as well.
এক নম্বর গেম
Looks like that looks so good, but
ওই মামা বিচি দেখেছে এদিকে
up and down his HP. He goes MP7 now. HP goes MP7 now trying to.
ম্যাচটা পুরো ফুটকি মেরে দিছে
লাগবে
মোবাইল দিলে মোবাইল
রেডিতে দেন না রেডি
Speech goes empty 7 now trying to revive a smart member.
খেলা দেখো ভালো খেলা